Welcome back to a curious question.
Curious questions. Your questions are curious.
This is our series where we answer the questions that you send in and talk about them here with you all.
I mean, you're welcome to DM us some questions. We'll get round to them when we do. And so Florence, tell us the question for this week.
Well, do you think sex is an escape from anxiety?
Oh my god, that's such a good question.
This is such a deep one.
So deep.
So deep.
I mean, sex in itself is an escape to some degree for everyone.
I would definitely 100% say that it can be an escape.
Yeah.
Can be.
Yeah. I mean, sex is wonderful, but an escape could literally be eating, or it could literally be watching a film. It doesn't have to be the level of an escape that maybe this person's talking about, because she's talking about specifically with anxiety as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say averagely, sex is not an escape. Sex is just an intimate expression between people.
Or it shouldn't be an escape.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an escape. And I think hopefully in your average relationship, it's not an escape. It's just a joint activity that people like to do together to show how much they love each other and feel pleasure and feel intimate.
Yeah. I mean, if every time you fuck, you feel like you need to fuck again to be able to forget like work life, home life, some other shit that's going down, then I mean, it could definitely be an anxiety to escape, because you get all the good chemicals and the hormones and the intimacy and connection, and also a lot of the time, especially if you're playing with like sub-dom roles, or it's a little bit more hardcore, or one of the partners, one of the people like to take control, you're not in control anymore. So it is a complete like release, like a let go. It is an escape. I definitely like that, where I don't have to think about anything else in the world apart from whatever's happening in the bedroom.
I would go as far to say that sex isn't necessarily a bad escape for anxiety.
Yes. Yeah.
I would say if you're using sex a lot as an escape for anxiety, like as much as a sex addict would, like going around fucking random people,
making mistakes,
making bad decisions, then that's when it would be a really bad thing to have as an escape for anxiety.
Yeah.
But if you're in a relationship and you are struggling with anxiety, then sex isn't necessarily a bad thing to go to if you do need that little boost.
Yeah, because it does do such good wonders to your body.
Yeah, sex is good for you.
Yeah,
it's good for your mental health.
It's exercise, especially if it's good sex. We're not necessarily talking about bad sex here, because we've had plenty bad sex, and if you've got a partner where you're fucking them just to have an escape, but it's bad sex and you're not enjoying it, you need to find another fuck. There's also people that do suffer from sex anxiety as well.
True.
So that could be, the reverse effect, where anytime there is any sexual content or relationship, then they can feel anxious because of it. And if that is the case, then 100% I would speak to a professional. There are so many amazing sex therapists that deal with so many different elements of trauma, or even just like germs with OCD, and some people don't like kissing because of that. There's a huge scale of feeling anxious around sex.
I would say if the sex is enjoyable and you're having a good time and it's benefiting you, then even if it is an escape from anxiety, then that would be a good thing. But I think if you're still feeling anxious and you're feeling negative after these sexual experiences, and you're not really fully enjoying them, you're just kind of like trying to get away from your average day in the life of you, then that's when it starts to become a massive problem. And that's when I would say you need to go and see a therapist to talk about it with a professional, because we're not professional therapists. This is just our opinion of this statement, of this question, and this is kind of like from our own experiences. I have definitely in the past used sex as an escape from anxiety, 100%. But for me, most of the time, if I'm in a relationship, it's always been a positive thing. It's never been negative in that respect. But I think when I was younger and I was going through a phase where I was sleeping around with a lot of people, I think when I was feeling not necessarily anxious, but I was feeling like less.
It's like to do with self-worth and value.
Exactly.
When you're being fucked, your value,
and...
someone likes you.
Yeah,
which is not true, you know, that's complete bullshit.
So I found value in having sex, and I was just like, people want me. It made me feel better about myself at the time.
Yeah.
And then afterwards you'd be like, did I need to do that? Was that the right thing to do? Maybe not.
I think I agree with you there. I don't think I've had sex to escape anxiety, but definitely for self-worth and reaffirming my ideas that I'm sexy and beautiful.
Yeah.
Even when I haven't necessarily wanted to have sex, especially I'm trying to think about like my masturbation addiction. I haven't had a sex addiction, so I can't really comment, but it's definitely masturbation was a release. It was like, don't want to think about the stresses of school and just wank,
definitely.
just wank and wank.
Yeah, I've definitely used masturbation when I feel anxious. Yeah. But it always helps.
Oh, yeah.
Always helps. Until, like, I guess, unless you're doing it too much.
Yes.
I think it's a very big statement, and it's a really big, interesting question.
Yeah, really interesting question.
And I hope that we've been able to shed some light on it, really. But I think the main things to take away are, is it benefiting you, and do you feel good about sex, and is it making you feel less anxious afterwards? Like, what are you taking from sex? Maybe make a list, even, like, what is the positive things that I'm taking away from it, and what are the negative things? And if there are more positive things, then it's not necessarily a bad thing, but if there's a really big negative list, then maybe it's time to stop using sex as an escape and start figuring out what the problem really is and go and talk to a professional.
With any kind of escape or addiction, you need to find something positive to replace it. You can't just go cold turkey. That's why a lot of people, you know, talk about going to the gym or like, you know, picking up a hobby, because it's so much easier to manage it that way. But really interesting question. It's made us think quite a bit, so thank you for sending that in.
If anyone else has any answers, please comment below, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions that you would like to ask us, please DM us on Instagram and just put curious questions at the start of the questions so that we can find your questions.
Yes, and we are so close to hitting 100,000 subscribers, guys. So if you can help us out, send one of our videos, your favourite video, to a mate and just tell them to subscribe to us. Or if you haven't done it already, what the fuck are you
waiting for?
Come and subscribe. We get like a little award, man. Oh,
please
so exciting.
help us.
Anyway, we will see you next week and love you all.
Bye.